you did not know. Tory Lanez was now at the time we talked about it and reported the news, we did not know. But now we got a lot more details, and it's way worse than anyone could have imagined.
Y'all, grab your tea, cause this one is hot enough to scald your soul. A music industry legend almost died in prison last night. Or did he? The rumors are wild, the stakes are life or death. And the truth? Well, that's exactly what we're about to uncover. What's up, everybody? It's your girl back with another piping hot cup of tea today. And let me tell you, the celebrity world is imploding as we speak.
Felonies related to Meghan after a house party in Hollywood 2 years prior.
Is your client remorseful?
He is incredibly remorseful and ashamed and embarrassed that all of this happened.
Have you ever wondered what happens when fame, power, and desperation collide? Because that's exactly what we're witnessing right now in real time. Before we dive deeper into this absolute chaos, though, I just need to take a moment and address some of the mess that's been happening online lately. And yes, I'm talking about the drama that's been following me like a shadow. Listen, I know some of y'all have been concerned about me after that whole situation last week. The hate comments.
Just last week, he somehow shared this photo to Instagram and bragged about his new album dropping this summer.
The vicious DMs, the whole nasty drama of it all. I see you, I hear you, and I appreciate the love. That's real. The way my community rallied around me, it literally brought tears to my eyes. Because in a world where people are so quick to tear each other down, finding genuine support feels like discovering treasure in a wasteland. But we're not gonna let negative energy disrupt our vibe here. Period.
The rapper serving time for shooting Megan Thee Stallion is in stable condition tonight after allegedly being stabbed by another inmate in the prison yard in California. Sources say Tory Lanez was rushed to the hospital. He's expected to be okay.
This is a safe space for us to spill tea, share our thoughts, and just be authentic with each other. And isn't that what we're all searching for in this filtered, perfectly curated social media landscape? Just a moment of raw, unfiltered truth. And speaking of being out and about, y'all know I'm heading to Atlanta next weekend for Tasha K's event, right? I cannot wait to connect with some of you in person.
Rapper Tory Lanez, who's currently serving a decade in prison for shooting Megan Thee Stallion, stabbed behind bars.
It's gonna be an absolute movie. Now I know what some of y'all are thinking. Isn't Tasha still dealing with that Cardi B situation? And yes, she absolutely is. That legal battle is still ongoing. And honestly, it's getting messier by the day. For those who might not know the full tea, Tasha K currently owes Cardi B over $4 million after that defamation case.
Last fall, she filed suit against a blogger she claims is cyber-stalking her on Tory's behalf.
You said in order to be heard, you need to speak.
I never let people see me be so vulnerable. I feel like I'm in such a fresh space. I've just gone through so much, and I'm so at a point where I don't care about a lot of stuff.
$4 million. Can you even imagine owing someone that kind of money? What would you even do at that point? And from what I'm hearing, she's still trying to find ways around paying that judgment. Now, I'm not picking sides here. I'm just reporting what's happening. But one thing I will say is this. When the courts tell you to pay up, you probably should consider paying up. Just saying. Have you ever noticed how quickly careers can crumble when legal issues start piling up? 1 minute you're on top of the world, and the next, you're drowning in legal paperwork and watching your bank account drain faster than water through a broken dam. But let's move on to something that had social media in an absolute frenzy yesterday. This rumor about Tory Lanez allegedly getting stabbed in prison? Now listen, when I first saw those headlines, I almost dropped my phone. The streets were saying he was in critical condition, fighting for his life, bleeding out in a prison hospital. All kinds of wild narratives spinning out of control. Just imagine being his family reading those headlines. The panic, the fear, the desperate phone calls trying to get information. It's cruel what social media can do sometimes. But here's what I'm thinking. If something that serious actually happened to Tory Lanez, don't you think we'd have some kind of official statement by now, either from his team or from the prison itself? The fact that everything is still so vague tells me this might be another case of social media turning a minor altercation into something way bigger than it actually was. Think about it. Prisons aren't exactly known for being peaceful environments. There might have been some kind of confrontation, maybe even a scuffle of some sort. But I'm almost certain that if Tory Lanez was actually and fighting for his life, we would have concrete details by now, not just rumors and sources say type of reporting. And let's be real, Tory has been maintaining a pretty low profile since his sentencing. He's focusing on his appeal, trying to keep his head down. The last thing he needs right now is more drama. So before y'all run with this story, let's wait for something official. Rumors are dangerous, especially when they involve someone's life and well-being. Now, this next piece of tea had me raising my eyebrows all the way to the ceiling because apparently, and I say apparently because I wasn't there to witness it myself, but apparently, Miss Tina Knowles was caught on camera curving LaToya Luckett at one of Beyonce's Renaissance tour stops. The video went viral instantly. People were dissecting it frame by frame like it was evidence in a criminal case, like they were the FBI of fan interactions or something. Social media was going crazy with theories about why Mama Tina would supposedly snub LaToya like that, especially considering their history together. Doesn't it feel strange sometimes how we've become so invested in these micro interactions between celebrities? How we analyze every glance, every subtle movement, searching for drama where there might not be any. What does that say about us as a culture? That we're so hungry for conflict that we'll create it out of thin air. But here's my honest take on the situation. I think people are making a mountain out of a molehill with this one. First of all, those concerts are loud. The energy is intense. There's a million things happening at once. It's entirely possible that Mama Tina didn't even recognize LaToya in that moment or didn't hear her if she said something. And let's not forget, Tina has shown nothing but love and support for LaToya in the past. When LaToya left Destiny's Child, there wasn't any dramatic bad blood there. It was a professional decision. And since then, we've seen them interact positively on multiple occasions. So this idea that Tina deliberately curved her, I'm not buying it. I think it was probably just an awkward moment that happened to get caught on camera. And now social media is running with it and creating this narrative of drama that probably doesn't even exist. That's the problem with our culture these days. We're so quick to assume the worst in every interaction. Not everything is shade. Sometimes people are just existing, having normal human moments that might look weird on camera. But that doesn't make for juicy headlines, does it? Tina Knowles has normal interaction with former Destiny's Child member. Doesn't exactly get the clicks now, does it? That's the problem with our culture these days. We're so quick to assume the worst in every interaction. Not everything is shade. Sometimes people are just existing, having normal human moments that might look weird on camera. But that doesn't make for juicy headlines, does it? Tina Knowles has normal interaction with former Destiny's Child member doesn't exactly get the clicks. Now does it? But this next story, now this is something we need to talk about because I am genuinely confused by what's happening. So apparently, and I've been seeing this all over social media, Jazzy is rumored to be pregnant again. And guess who's supposedly the father? You guessed it, Cam Newton. Let me just take a deep breath real quick because I have thoughts. Have you ever watched someone make the same mistake over and over again? Watch them walk right back into the fire that burned them before? It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You can see it coming, but you're powerless to stop it. Now listen, if this is true, this would be the third child they have together? After everything that's happened? After all the drama, the back and forth, the public humiliation? I don't understand it. And the saddest part, those innocent children caught in the middle of adult chaos. How many times have we seen this same story play out with different characters? The cycle seems endless. And let me be clear, I'm not judging anyone's reproductive choices. That's not what this is about. What I'm concerned about is the pattern we're seeing here. Because relationships are complicated enough without bringing children into unstable situations. For those who might not know the full backstory, Jazzy and Cam have had let's just call it a rocky relationship. There have been public breakups, makeups, allegations of cheating, social media feuds. It's been a lot. And through all of that, they've already brought 2 beautiful children into the world. But at some point, don't you have to ask yourself what's best for everyone involved, especially the children? Because they're the ones who will ultimately be affected by all of this adult drama. And that's what breaks my heart. And let's talk about Cam Newton for a second. This man now has, 7 children with 4 different women. That's not judgment. That's just mathematics. At what point does someone say, maybe I should focus on the children I already have before creating more? I worry about Jazzy. I really do. Because I've seen this story play out too many times before. She seems like such a sweet person with a good heart. But sometimes we make decisions based on emotions rather than what's actually best for us long term. And I know some of y'all are probably thinking, this isn't your business. Let them live their lives. And you're right. It's not my personal business. But when people choose to put their relationships on display for the world to see, when they make their private lives public, they open themselves up to these conversations. I genuinely hope that whatever's happening between them, they're making decisions that will bring peace and stability to their family. Because at the end of the day, those children deserve parents who are emotionally healthy and fully present, regardless of whether those parents are together romantically or not. But speaking of baby daddies, let me lighten the mood a little bit with this hypothetical scenario that had my comment section going wild yesterday. I asked y'all a simple question. If you won the lottery, like Mega Millions, life-changing money, and your baby daddy suddenly reappeared after being absent, what would you do? The responses I got were hilarious. And honestly, some of y'all are way more generous than I would be. Let me share some of these comments because they had me cackling. Miss Diamond 82 said, and I quote, "I'd buy him a one-way ticket to an island, then cancel it the day of the flight. Now that is the level of petty I aspire to be. The planning, the detail, the execution, chef's kiss. Then we had lovely T45, who said she'd give him exactly $437.28, which is apparently the exact amount he owes her from 2018. Not a penny more, not a penny less. The precision of it all. I was on the floor. My favorite response came from Beautiful Brown 22, who would hire him as her personal assistant with an NDA and strict contract, making him earn every penny. Now that is strategy. This scenario highlights an important issue. Many women are raising children alone, struggling to make ends meet while the fathers are absent. The audacity of these men showing up when there's money or success involved. The math doesn't add up. Parenthood isn't something you can opt in and out of. Children need love, guidance, and support regardless of a father's presence. There are great fathers co-parenting respectfully, and this message isn't for them. Thank you for tuning in, engaging in the comments, and sharing your perspectives. Our community is special. We can discuss, disagree, and debate with respect. In a world drowning in fake news, isn't it powerful to have real, honest conversations? To cut through the noise and just talk? This has been Celeb Sita with the T, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.